Good afternoon, my name is Lindsay and I want to welcome you to BISH RV. I want to talk to you today about an amazing product called Comfort Drive that's featured on all Newmar diesels, with the exception of the Canyon Star. This would be the rear engine diesel pushers. This has been around since about 2008. It has changed my life. I've become an advocate for sharing my story of why I love Comfort Drive and why I think you should own a Newmar coach with Comfort Drive. First of all, I want to tell you where to find Comfort Drive on your Newmar diesel coach. Beginning in 2020, they went to the digital dash, and it's now found in the settings. If you scroll through, you'll go to settings, and there's a button there, or there's an icon that says Comfort Drive, and then it's adjustable. Right now somebody has it on a really stiff setting. I like it between about 3 and 4. The higher the number, the stiffer the steering. The lower the number, the looser the steering. But what makes me love this product is I have arthritis in a shoulder. True story. I tore an anterior deltoid muscle when I was in high school, and I've had arthritis for years. And driving a motorhome for long distances made me feel really fatigued. The minute I hopped in to a Newmar coach with Comfort Drive, that changed dramatically. What you find with this steering system is that the steering tries to center you in the lane. It's actually a computer that will help keep you centered. If there's a crest in the road, if there's bumps in the road, if there's a semi going by, it reacts quicker than you can react, and it also helps you to keep from oversteering. If you got into a situation where you wanted to oversteer in a situation where you're swaying back and forth, this would automatically try to center you in the lane to keep you from doing that. So we're going to go out for a test drive, and I'm just going to tell you how it works and why it works and why you want this product on your next motorhome. So here we go. So this is a 4081, and you'll find that the longer the wheelbase, the easier it is to drive in high wind. I could tell you in the winter, if any of you are the type of people that go south in the winter, you get to see some wind, whether it's going down to Arizona or coming back. One of those spots you're going to hit wind, and believe me, I have seen some wind. So one year, I think it was 2015, I was driving from Las Vegas to Needles on Highway 95, if you've ever been on that route, and we were in some pretty heavy winds. I saw tumbleweeds crossing the highway, and I'm just seeing them cross the highway, and I'm not really noticing how windy it was until I stopped in Searchlight, Nevada, to get out and stretch my legs, and then all of a sudden I opened the door, and the door nearly slammed in my face. And I know a lot of you have had that experience with the gust. So I got back in and I continued my journey, and I got down by Needles, and there was a dump truck laying on its side with no skid marks. It had literally blown over from a gust of wind. So what this does for you, so when a gust of wind hits you, let's say it's pulling you to the left, this will automatically apply equal pressure to the right. So you stay in the center lane. And as you can see, I'm steering with one hand, and now we're going to do some curves. And one of the things I really enjoy about this product is we tend to oversteer on curves, and you can't do it with this coach. This curve up here is marked 35, and I am going to take it at 45, and I want you to see I'm still steering with one hand. Now, another thing that helps that, combining with Comfort Drive, is the Star Foundation. So the Star Foundation is a Newmar exclusive where they build these trusses into the chassis that help support their whole wall slides. You can tell if a Newmar coach has that because it's was introduced in 2016 and newer. Now watch, this curve is marked 40 and I'm actually doing 50, and you'll see that I don't have any body roll or sway. And I've driven a lot of brands of motorhomes. I've driven Country Coaches, I've driven Monacos, I've driven Tiffins, and there's none that corner as well as a Newmar with Comfort Drive. As you can see, we were able to just buzz right around that corner. But what you do is you hold the steering loosely, and if I were to hit a bump or a gust of wind or a truck going by us, I just barely hold the steering wheel, and the steering actually does all the work for me. And you know, you've been out on the road, you've been in high winds, you know what it's like. You know what it's like to be in California on the roads where you have grooves from all the semi trucks, and they tend to want to pull you one way or another. You don't have that with this product. I mean, I'm on a pretty narrow road, and as you can see, I'm totally relaxed, and I barely have to touch the steering wheel and it reacts. And let's face it, if you can drive more miles in a day that are relaxing, the better off you are. And I've been doing this a long time, and I've never driven a coach that drives as well as a Newmar coach and wins. I can remember one time coming out of Reno, and I saw a motorhome do a lane change from a gust of wind, and I was right behind him, and I didn't go anywhere. And it was almost like you could see their faces of fear on their face and the white knuckling they were doing with what they were experiencing. And I just kept going, and I made it all the way home. It's been around since 2008, and beginning in 2012, Newmar had introduced an adjustable dial. After that, beginning in 2020, like I said, they went to the digital dashes. It's now contained in the dash itself instead of being a button. But it helps you to relax. I don't have the pull in my shoulders. I basically steer with one hand no matter what the conditions are. Now, there are times, I do this for a warning, that there are times when the wind conditions, I would not attempt to take any coach in conditions. Only you know, you have to use good judgment. But for the average drive on a normal day, this is a godsend. If you're like me and you have issues with your body, have arthritis or pain, this will make it much easier to drive. So anyway, if you have any more questions about Newmar Comfort Drive, or you can email me, text me. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to hear your story. I'm sure Newmar would like to hear your story as well. So my phone number is 541-915-2768, or you can reach me at email LHargett@BISH'S.com, and I look forward to serving you. Thanks so much for taking the time to spend with me. I want to thank you for spending time with me today. I also want to tell you one of the other cool features about Comfort Drive is when you back up into a space. You know how hard it is to make sure you're lined up with the space. Once you get lined up with Comfort Drive into the space, let go of the steering wheel, and those wheels will completely go straight, so you can back right into the place. You don't have to worry about the steering wheel being slightly off, because it's going to center itself.
I guess I could go back a foot more. See how easy that was once I got at the right angle.